how does the Lebanese government view this ceasefire right now?
ما من شك انه هناك ارتياح لهذا الموضوع كون انه هذا يعني هذه الحرب كانت
all Lebanese parties
كانت كثير يعني القصف
are optimistic about this ceasefire agreement, specifically that we've been witnessing escalating offensives carried out by Israeli occupation forces. We have perceived a lot of random pounding and striking, air striking on different venues, civilian venues, rather, in Lebanon. And so, after the negotiators through the facilitation of the United States and through these negotiation sessions carried out by different negotiators, including, of course, the U.S. envoy. Finally, an agreement was reached, facilitated by different parties, including the Lebanese parliament, of course.
Is it a political victory, do you think, or is there any exposure to the limitations of Lebanon's ability to counter Israeli aggression and to implement the conditions of the ceasefire deal?
لا هو حقيقة يعني من الصعوبة اليوم تصنيف المواضيع وليس هذا هو الأهم في هذا الموضوع.
This is not really what matters. The fact that Lebanon approved of this agreement, this is because Lebanon has always wanted to operationalize the Security Council Resolution number 1701. And so the approval of this agreement is just an executive measure relating to that. And that's exactly what led Lebanon to approve of this agreement after studying it intently. In fact, there are a lot of other factors that impact this scene. Of course, the field operations and so from a military perspective and from a political perspective, it was quite important for Lebanon to agree on this agreement. And in fact, we in Lebanon have endured more than 30,000 strikes carried out by Israel, and so it was very important for us to agree on this document.
How do you think this ceasefire is going to impact Hezbollah within Lebanon and across the Arab world?
يعني هو يعني حزب الله يقول
بمدرجاته Hezbollah
يعني شمال خط الليطاني نهر الليطاني
and its withdrawal beyond the Litani line, and in fact the withdrawal of the Israeli occupation forces to the Israeli borders. This is the most important factor on which the truce is predicated, and there is a committee that got formed in order to look for different grievances that can be represented by contraventions. In fact, the United States is definitely going to be represented in this committee, as well as the French side and other parties as well. And so there is. And today, Hezbollah is a Lebanese party represented by the Lebanese government, and it has some kind of wide grassroots support. And so definitely this agreement is going to be fruitful with regards to the stopping of belligerent acts between the two parties.
What role do you see international actors such as the US and France who brokered the deal as well as the UN and the EU playing in maintaining the ceasefire and also opening the door for perhaps stability and de-escalation in the region as a whole?
The American side and the French side, they have been, of course, the pivotal brokers that have worked on this subject by paying swift visits to Lebanon and to Israel. And so, through negotiations, they were able to reach this agreement, which comes under the title of the operationalization of the Security Council Resolution number 1701, which is, of course, purely a Lebanese demand. As well, they are going to be represented in the committee that is going to be receiving the grievances regarding any kind of contravention or violation to the provisions of the Security Council resolution. As well, they're going to keep track with all the work on the ground. They're going to observe grievances regarding violations to the provisions of the resolution, and this committee are going to work to put a limit on these violations or these potential violations for that matter. And as mediators, as international mediators, the members of this committee can work in synergy in order to resolve any kind of tumultuous circumstance or issue that could erupt on the borders between Lebanon and Israel.